have to keep referencing Japan just because I know Joji and that's my only like real physical connection. A Japanese astral plane is going to turn things, astral sightings, into like anime and things. Like if I see even just demonic forces or like it's a bunch of people strangling me and it's like gargling death off my spine, it's going to turn into an anime and there's going to be a ton of support of people who saw that and they're going to know what's going on and a bunch of eye flickers sorting things, regardless of the three faces. It's very peaceful, it's much safer, and it's why they're smarter. It's why their astral plane is evolving crows and ours is like, we have like a 4chan post about maybe questionably, debatably, somebody like fed crows McDonald's French fries and they evolved into like having a war because he trained them or something. And then I'm going to tell you on Reddit, a little girl actually was able to like she was able to like train crows to come and like barter with her for like shells and beads and things. Like you can actually go out and interact with the environment. You can actually hear these animals astrally. You can talk to them. Like I've actually heard the crow right there that I got the feather from. And it's a big debate between the human race, if I have a right to keep that feather because it's from the state park, and it becomes this huge thing of just psychopaths blankly staring at me as a wall because I own this feather and it's a fact. And then when they look out the astral, they have to own all the facts because they always have to grip down and own anything factual because they're usually all rapists, raping people who have to know when any of their rape victims wake up. Otherwise, psychopaths and sociopaths wouldn't be torturing people and raping people and fucking with people. It's because they're tortured and raped as kids and then they're raised as other psychopaths and sociopaths as like, it's a whole school of thought running around. I'm going to go ahead and just say rape, nuke oil them, slap them up, shit so. That's the entire United States to the rest of the world. The big old nuke 'em up oil show. And we're like best friends with a bunch of other countries that we're like, there's going to be some sort of cleansing now of the states, I think. Like the states and other masses of populations that all these governments are too afraid of to control because they want money and they want to hide behind money. So physically, I have to tell all of you, the disorder I have, Joji, is studying the astral plane, and I am in fact a fucking scientist. And Joji has just been an astral schizophrenic Christian, noticing America strangle me to death, Matt Groening style, and rape me. And I don't want to mention any of these names like the presidency or famous people or people who are like, oh, my name's in this here, and now I have an excuse to be here for a second. And then we all have to debate what reality is in space-time as their heartbeats and their forces just fuck with people. Like, here's the thought I still haven't got to yet. All of your chakras lined up are going to be instinct into your heart. With you and your friends are going to be bound at some point in time because instinctually you're going to look out and you'll say survive together. And then at some point, all that's going to be met with the rest of the world doing the exact same thing, anything with the nervous system ever. That's why Colors of the Wind leaves me with animals surrounding me astrally, and Zootopia is brainwashing, and Egypt is coded in people that are like basically furries, but furries are just brainwashed by Disney and they have abuse problems in a country that's going to brainwash them horribly. Horribly. I completely lost where I was going with this. Again, I was getting back to this point. So your heartbeat here is something that people can actually, they can take you with their mind if they're psychopathic or sociopathic and bring you down to their heart. And their heart is going to be their sexual desire, period. And their sexual desire is going to be everything they control their mind. That's a full-on force. This is a brick and a wall right there. People can build walls themselves like Pink Floyd, completely like Pink Floyd, where they all acknowledge we're building walls together. That's high people analyzing what the fuck the United States is without religion since like the 60s in all of this like brainwashing, poison, fluoride nightmare. Being vegan is not a joke, Joji. It's physically surviving Nazis. Okay? Beef is a debate topic in the United States if you want to talk about jumping from religion to politics to being PC to being any conversation mentally that isn't someone abusing someone that they can jump to and claim that they're sane and prove that they're sane people in a fraction of an eye flicker. I forgot completely where I started. It was beef. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Because I can tell you can channel people anytime. Goodbye. See, now, when I'm off camera, constantly, people are actually forcing me to start talking about being enraged by pedophilia because they can sense how enraged I am. And just as a scent and a smell, my existence is pissing off so many people. They have to gang together and bring all their friends together. Find my brainwave. I don't have friends, okay? I have Joji and the Cancer Crew barking at the Respect Women joke and Article 13. Hello. Doesn't hurt people. Article 13 is actually, it's a jump not just on free speech and memes that are free speech, but the fact that they're not writing the comedy and we're all together laughing in our guts right here, right where daddy raped you and they can start to control with your mind. This is your gut sense of sand is water meets land. For the record, water meets land, air, and sun. This is grounding stability, son. Like, dead serious. That's White Girl Can't Even as a concept. Now, as a concept, I'm not gonna lie to you, everything funny about me is going to be the fact that I'm like live, laugh, love white girl, and then I'm gonna like bro down, not even live, laugh, love white girl, but I'm still appropriating everything. Everyone thinks I'm gay still consistently today, and Joji wears me as a skin suit for like I am gay and I'm comfortable about it, but he's not publicly gay at all whatsoever. And I have to constantly sit here and say, I'm not fucking gay. And then the United States public accepts me as like one of the hottest memory disorder tropes as a face that everyone keeps writing me stranger in fiction books and characters into. Like, I've actually inspired a bunch of Hollywood, and Hollywood can actually tell, and they'll actually track me down astrally and listen to me and fuck with me and tell me time and time and time and time and time again, this is not reality and I need to go back to the ward. And like Fox News will air, no, Fox Channel has like Blonde Magic Girl show right now, animated by Futurama guy who used to make this show, the good old classic, homeless telepathic people who wear tinfoil hats come join my cult. And then avoid like all forms of astral sex completely. It doesn't mention any form of meditation or astral sex other than just it exists as like language, but not how to practice it appropriately. Oh, and it's just a concept you can all debate to death is with eye glances or like full-blown conversations. See, I forgot where I was going completely again. So Fox has Blonde Magic show after the homeless nightmare, and then it has I don't care about the rest of the lineup. It has some sort of magic show again for black people where it's just black people only with magic. And then every single second I look at that show, it's just the sheer force of people that are like, Hitler? Oh, you said it, not me. Oh. And then they just kind of fly away, but they'll kind of just inception plant people. Like, this whole network is just inception plant triggering fights with people that are like poorer or colored or something. Like, I don't know what the fuck Fox is lately, but it's freaking me out. Because like the second a Halloween special airs in the middle of like whatever that racist thing is, because we celebrate Halloween in this country and white women died. See, it was a fight already of me saying it's racist to say black people are the only people with magic. China's like proven that we have magic like scientifically, and that's why they're afraid of their population using Wikipedia. Oh, they worship dragons like for a reason. That's a kundalini spiraling between you, going in and out of the forces of gravity, all the static electricity in the air and the earth, and the reason why they have chemtrails and like weather machines that Alex Jones has noticed, and they've all systematically destroyed, probably brainwashed and assaulted. In fact, honestly, I frequently wonder if they're just gonna kill Alex Jones. And you say they. It's everyone's favorite pronoun to hide behind. It's in fact a god on Tumblr, much like Ree. I know for a fact all of these tones up and down my spine interact with the people who think they can come up, impersonate me, use me as a puppet, and then just some sort of like rapey middle line of Article 13 of like, if I draw the line with humor, maybe I'm God. Let me go control the population. I'm dying. If you want to talk about collective evolution, what 5D Earth is to everybody else, when you look out and you notice the Earth is not flat, step one. Step two, it's not just a concept, it's a physical experience that you're all a part of regardless of what you think, is my opinion. I'm talking about just experiencing karma. Oh. You hear that? You guys hear my vocal cords change? Every time I form a thought and manage to spit it out of my mouth, for one, I'm like sweating to death and I'm micro-seizing. For two, I can't afford to get anything better than just like, this is like really cheap weed, for the record, and I'm out of concentrates. I just bought a gram yesterday. I'm out. I keep seizing to bring you all this information of exactly why Joji just constantly lives in I don't want to die, and there's a real death threat in his face, and then he'll stare out with his three faces and try to put on the best face energetically at any point in time to meet any sort of sweetheart that he has to wow and fuck the rest of his life, while he's been like maiming and fucking and torturing me as his comedy career that he got so scared of he had to abandon. And like, it's because I'm not a face he can converse with. In the United States, if anyone actually starts to encounter other countries where things exist like that, they actually start to suffocate everyone and make everyone question, is anything real whatsoever? And that's a real force built up of people's heartbeats and intent. That's a real God in the United States of just darkness and force of, is that real? I don't know. Huh. And it starts from rape culture, just looking up your asshole and debating your whole sex life and life of what you should and shouldn't do. And are they just peering out to your head just to get turned on and kind of fuck you through whatever this is? I don't know. And then you have this gut sense of like, I kind of hate my family and I don't know why. And then it's like your fault for being pissed off and angry the whole time. This is many, many depression memes on the internet. I'm not going to lie to you guys. There's so many systems and problems with America energetically. Everybody who's a pedophile and a rapist, honestly, genuinely, there's most of them, it's like 2/3 of America is raping their kids and their families, and everybody else is growing up in rape families where they're all going to start debating once they discover fourth dimensional time is galaxies and fly flickers. like that, everybody in a fraction of a second is going to look at their life sentence in prison from all the kids they raped and the entire family line they raped, and they're either getting a death gun shootout match with their whole family to avoid prison and kill themselves, or they're going to run away to Mexico and join a gang and threaten their family from a distance, or they're going to join a gang here and threaten everyone consistently and make sure that nobody ever talks about how they rape them. Because the only thing that happens when you wake up in the astral plane in America is every single one of your rapists now enters a death match with everyone they raped, and they constantly eyeball off and bark at anyone who's awake and say, if they wake up, it's your fault. I'm serious. People frequently look at me and Joji making one joke as a fusion and then threaten to murder me and hunt me down and stalk me for putting them in jail, they'll claim personally, because the sheer amount of Christians psychopathically that wanted to play Jesus, that actually murder and rape and kill people, that systematically look out and use me as an energetic shield to hide through, because they can put all of my chakras in front of theirs and hide behind me. And then if they need to control something, they put all of their chakras in front of yours, and Satan brings the light. And the light is going to be what evolves your brain and what helps you think and function and continue. It's always just going to be somebody who didn't like your vibe at any angle in this country, just period. None of you understand at all. There needs to be a Schindler's List of stoners right now, just period, to get out of Hollywood from, like, look at, like, Matt Groening's targeting stoners now, just because he wants to eat and rape and control everything that he can, like, physically just sense with his dick. That's all this is. You're all going to sit there and say he's the most heartfelt, beautiful, romantic, energetic, whatever, and it's just going to be a 9/11 death threat because he couldn't rape and IQ something to death. Like, it's some sort of deranged animal making those cartoons, okay? Just, it's the truth. Physically, I'm trying to talk about something else. Oh. So energetically, if you have just an aura and a soul in this country and it's just this big energy, as you think out and you breathe and your heart beats, there's a whole pulsing rhythm here. And that's your whole, that's your aura, that's your soul, that's your definition. And you and your brain connecting to that as just a scent around your body is going to control your body and control your emotions, and you are going to control your astral self with that. It's a form of your body and flesh and your DNA. Okay? Now, just describing an astral form and self properly, I've completely lost, I completely lost bullshit. It's not bullshit at all. I'm trying to regain, I'm somewhere back here now. See, I start saying I completely lost. It's because there's a line here where there's like someone puppeteering, there's my consciousness reaching out for information and IQ, and then most of me is starting to fall to back here and having micro seizures, and Joji has full-blown seizures. He has like the full grand mal seizures. Okay? And he'll just fall into my body as an astral self and just sit here and then joke and through a bunch of three faces in his safety realm of Buddhism from Japan, screeching that he's Jesus and disabled and like not disabled. And he'll turn in this fraction of a second with his face and say, actually, I'm a sane person. He's physically murdering me here. Can anyone please, for the love of God, pay me for some weed and understand there are going to be a lot of bombs and nukes on the United States that everyone stares into 2020 physically, and they all try to physically decide what's real and what's not, because a lot of people pay for this country and they pay for what they decide reality should be in front of their eyes. At all points in time, regardless of what they hear, think, or say, most of Americans can't approach the void with any sort of sense of, actually, the void can approach me and do something. And it can all the time, because mankind is just not used to that. Usually it just becomes a fight between you and another man, because they'll eye off each other and just bark and rabble and fight until they nuke each other. If you think about the planet rotating, here's all the nukes in the air right now. There's going to be mass extermination of just a bunch of places that are going to put some actual, like, real name to that Georgia plaque. And it's there for a reason. It's because there's a bunch of families here who keep physically trying to run the entire world, and they're all terrified of the general public outsmarting them. That's why they don't teach religion in the country here. That's why they don't teach anything at all. Guys, it's been an hour and I still haven't gotten to any of the points that I have to make of 5D Earth being this physical mass churning through all of humanity, coming through me, that people notice somewhere down here where I'm dying already of seizures and my IQ is trampled and I can barely function. I'm like, Corey. This is why Corey's like that, Zach Hadel. Look at that. Look at where they'll push you. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, putting my finger on this chakra point, and that's how far away my puppeteer of my astral self had to go to get that point. I helped you a ton, Nikki. He's going to recognize my voice. Thank you very much. I woke up with that video. Thank you. I've been doing this for over a year of just people falling in and out of me, waking up in videos. Do you guys understand how much that was a real conversation? So channeling the dead is something that people historically, since at least 2,000 years ago, murdered over, because they don't want you to notice. If you notice your afterlife, you'll become basically an astral god. Step one. It's actually not step. Everyone, all people? No, just everyone. California has a definition of everyone that doesn't match everyone's definition from any other state. And if I have the definition of everyone, California has to say my entire life and opinion doesn't exist as Californian attitude, as I'll retract and say none of that happened. and then like just throw a bunch of dead things in me and then rape me and then strangle me, and I have to go back to begging Californians on YouTube to, would you please, for the love of God, stop throwing me to everybody. Both of you people sit here and say, the fan bases, I'm not touching that at all. And it's my entire life path to tell you guys, I have no friends. I had the internet, and I'm here to warn you all about exactly why you're all afraid of schizophrenia, like Zach Hadel. He sits in my body physically again and uses some of my faces and subconsciouses to pad. Like, if you want to think of it, you look out forward and you say, how do I understand what's going on? You look at a tree, you look at a dog, and you look at how the animals and nature interact. You think about that for a second. Can any of you talk to animals conversationally? Because I put this protection pendant on my dog, and he can have conversations with other people about it. We all sit down and converse with my dog, and he'll get anxiety and lick his fur off because a bunch of people will continually come and assault my fucking dog astrally till the end of time because nobody understands what the fuck is going on here at all. And then I always have to be the one to say, boys, here's what's going on here. And then they'll attack me for witchcraft at any angle politically. None of you understand how dangerous this is at all. Like, I don't understand where iDubbbz is with this. Like, why doesn't iDubbbz, where does this click with him? Oh, sociopath, this is all iDubbbz does is analyze. Maybe he's insane himself. He doesn't seem like that to me. Oh, yeah, I see. Oh. Well, I guess we'll find out because all of Hollywood is going to look at him as a cop at any point and angle, and he should figure out how to look at Hollywood like a cop without all of them looking back and forcefully making somebody pin a cushion through their heart happen through his eyes, and then him say that happened in 5 years, but they know that somebody's out of them as a pedophile now, and you have to live in the now while that happens in 3 years, and then this is why you die in court. Okay? That's happening to me all year long just because I stabbed an LGBT cushion trying to get MGMT to come to me and help me with money because they've been trying to come to me since like 10 years ago. And all that's happened so far is them notice me get a brain disease in the Valley of Death and then like clap about it and say congratulations. That's my pin from the Valley of Death for the record.